Bad things that happen to your health when you sleep too much may first develop heart problems. If you sleep a lot, your heart suffers. In fact, you are putting yourself at a higher risk of heart disease, which is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. A 2003 study published in the Archives of Internal Medicine showed that both short and long self-reported sleep durations are independently associated with a modestly increased risk of coronary events. A 2013 study published in the American Journal of Cardiology reports that long sleeping time increases the risk of development of an increased left ventricular mass. As the left ventricle of the heart becomes thicker, it increases the risk of heart failure. A recent 2015 study published in Neurology found that, while short sleep was associated with an 18% increased stroke risk, long sleep was associated with a 46% increase in stroke risk after adjusting for conventional cardiovascular disease risk factors. 2. Leads to obesity. There is a connection between excess sleep and obesity. If you are sleeping for long hours, you are physically inactive for that period. Less physical activity means your body is burning less calories, which in turn can cause weight gain. A 2008 study published in Sleep provides evidence that both short and long sleeping times predict an increased risk of future body weight and fat gain in adults. The study stressed the need to add sleep duration to the panel of determinants that contribute to weight gain and obesity. A 2010 study published in Social Science and Medicine reports that more than 8 hours of sleep in a day is positively associated with the risk of obesity, diabetes, hypertension, and cardiovascular disease. In a 2014 study published in PLOS One, researchers found that sleeping too much was associated with psychiatric diseases and higher body mass index, BMI, but not with other chronic medical diseases. 3. Increases your risk of diabetes. Too much sleep can affect your body's ability to process sugars, and impaired glucose tolerance means insulin resistance, a well-known risk factor for type 2 diabetes. Moreover, too much sleep means you are less physically active, which is important to reduce the risk of diabetes. Again, being more sedentary and obese are common risk factors for diabetes. A 2009 study published in Sleep Medicine found that people who sleep too much or not enough are at greater risk of developing type 2 diabetes or impaired glucose tolerance. The risk is 2.5 times higher for people who sleep less than 7 hours or more than 8 hours a night. A 2013 study published in Diabetes Care reports that people who get more or less than between 6.5 and 7.4 hours of sleep per night are at increased risk for high blood glucose levels. 4. Makes you depressed. While sleep disturbance is a common symptom of depression, it has been found that sleeping too much can affect your mood and even cause depression. Sleep impacts neurotransmitters in the brain. Also, long sleep duration leads to reduced physical activity. More physical activity is important for increasing levels of the neurotransmitters dopamine and serotonin, which can improve your mood. Physical activity also helps distract you from stressful stimuli and improves your self-esteem. A 2014 study published in the Journal of Clinical Psychiatry reports that both short and long sleep duration, but not insomnia, are important predictors of chronic symptoms of depression and anxiety, independent of symptom severity. More research is needed to determine whether treating these sleep conditions results in more favorable outcomes. 5. Impairs your brain. Sleeping too much can also affect your brain power, as it causes the brain to age faster. Also, excessive sleep can be a marker of underlying circadian disruptions or health problems, which in turn can lead to structural brain changes and poor cognitive functioning. A 2011 study published in Sleep found that short or long sleep duration was an important sleep-related factor, independently associated with memory impairment, and may be a useful marker for increased risk of cognitive impairment in older people. A A 2016 study published in the Journal of the Alzheimer's Association found that in older women, habitual sleep duration predicts the future risk for cognitive impairments including dementia, independent of vascular risk factors. 6. Leads to early death. Sleeping too much may even lead to an earlier death. Although it may sound scary, it is a fact and research has proved it. In a 2010 review of 16 different studies, researchers report an increased risk of dying early among both short and long sleepers. Sleeping more than 8 hours a night was associated with a 1.3 times greater risk of death. The review was published in the journal Sleep. Higher mortality risk can be due to the fact that sleeping too much is associated with an increased risk of developing diabetes, heart disease, depression, and obesity. Tips to enjoy quality sleep. Maintain a sleep schedule by going to sleep and waking up at the same time every day, even on the weekends. Create an ideal sleep environment to help you sleep soundly. This can be done by sleeping in a bedroom that is cool, dark, and quiet. Use earplugs or a white noise machine to avoid distractions. Do not keep a television, computer, or phone in your bedroom. Do not drink coffee or alcohol too close to bedtime. Try meditation before going to bed. After having dinner, take a short walk and then go to bed. If you think you are sleeping more, maintain a sleep journal. Morning exposure to sunlight will help get you up and moving. Avoid hitting the snooze button on your alarm. Make your morning routine positive and consistent.